solid world-class heavyweight contender. Renaldo Snipes is rated number 7 in the world by the WBC, and he made a name for himself last November when he challenged Holmes for the title and knocked the champion down with a single devastating right hand. But Larry survived and won the fight, and since then Snipes has been unimpressive, most recently against unbeaten Tim Witherspoon, who won a narrow decision over Snipes in a lackluster performance by both fighters. And so today, Snipes has his back to the wall in a must-win fight against Trevor Berbick, with a possible title shot on the line. 2 world-class heavyweights in a 10-round battle live on ABC's Wide World of Sports. This is the Cobra Room of the Sands Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. Today, live, a scheduled 10-round bout between 2 world-ranked heavyweights, Trevor Berbick and Renaldo Snipes. Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Schenkel here at ringside. Happy you joined us. It should be a great fight. The biggest comparison is the fact that both heavyweights have fought for the world championship. Same man, Larry Holmes, and they both lost, losing some of the luster. They're trying to get it back today, especially Renaldo Snipes. As you see him in his dressing room, he's dropped to the number 7th ranked contender, 22 wins, 2 losses, and a draw, and he has everything to win today. If he loses, well, he'll drop even further down the ranking. On the other hand, the Jamaican-born Trevor Berbick, there he is. He has everything to lose because, you know, really in the rankings, he's right behind Larry Holmes, Mike Weaver, and the number 1 contender, Michael Dokes. So this should be a good one. They are both interesting. In fact, earlier we had an opportunity to ask each one what they knew about the other. Here's what they said.
Well, I've known enough that I would say that he's a complicated fighter because he does unusual things in the ring.
Do you have a strategy?
No, I don't have a strategy because I feel a guy like him, he mainly runs side to side and tries to stick his hand out. To me, it's not a jab, it's just a plop, 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 plop. So all you get to a guy like that is either you stand up, let him come to you, or you walk to him.
It's really not hard to figure his style out because he fights the same way. He comes at you, and he's not a type of fighter that'll box you 1 minute, slug with you next minute, or counter punch you. So I would probably go with the same strategy that when I fought Larry Holmes.
And what was that?
Strictly just to knock him out.
Wait, this heavyweight battle will be starting a little bit later on, and right now, after this commercial message, Wide World of Sports, we'll go to Hawaii for the Women's Masters Surfing Championship. We'll be back in Atlantic City soon.
Occurs to me that it's a rough, powerful situation out there. Is that true?
I want to tell you, when you're sitting there in the water and those waves are coming at you 6 to 8 feet, they're measured from the back.
According to a pressed-on survey, tomorrow, I'm going to find.
Jack Whitaker back in our studio in New York. We'll have more surfing later, and the fight is coming up. But first, some news, or no news. The NFL strike. Talks broke up today. Ed Garvey, the executive director
from Atlantic City, right after this commercial message and a word from our local stations.
42 KBEW Kennewick.
Jack Whitaker back in New York. Earl Weaver has done it again. The final, Baltimore 11, Milwaukee 3. The 2 teams are even. 1 game to play. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. and ABC will have it. Palmer against Sutton. Is that juicy? Plus every other game that might have something to do with the pennant races. Now let's return you to Atlantic City for that fight. And Chris Schenkel, who's standing by, and enjoy it. We'll see you a little later with more scores.
We're back again at the showroom, the Cobra Room of the Sands, a different type of entertainment today, live. An important 10-round heavyweight bout, Trevor Berbick and Renaldo Snipes. 2 that have gone the route. Well, only one of them went the route with this man, the undefeated WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes. Berbick is the man that went 15 rounds in a championship fight with Larry Holmes. Well, you see his record there, 21, and one of the 2 losses was to Larry. 17 knockouts for the Jamaican. And here from Yonkers, New York, Renaldo Snipes, 26 years old. He had the champion down in the 7th round in Pittsburgh, as seen on ABC, and then Larry went on to win the fight in the 11th round. One thing for certain, they are both solidly built. There is not an ounce of fat on either. Berbick is 6'2 and a half, and Snipes is 6'2, and he has, I think, the tail of the tape with 78 inches. We'll see, but I'm not sure Berbick has a 78-inch reach. We'll see. He has more experience. Of course, he's higher rated. Here's the #1 referee in the world. That's right, from Long Island, Arthur Mercante, a veteran of 51 World Championship bouts. This is not for a title. It is, though, for another shot at the heavyweight championship, no doubt. Berbick is a very unorthodox fighter. His eyes looking always at the gloves of the opponent, and now flicking out that jab. It's meaningless right now as Renaldo Snipes. He's in white trunks without the red area around the belt. Snipes will use all of the ring if he possibly can. Now, there was a solid jab, and that is what Snipes has to do against Berbick to keep him off balance, because of the man that he's fighting, Trevor Berbick has no fear, as he proved against Greg Page. Got stung a couple of times, came right back like there. Berbick can be a tiger. Two-fisted attack. He loves to attack. Good body puncher. And snapping away, a nice defensive move by Renaldo Snipes. We're in the 1st round, scheduled for 10. The left hand dug in deeply to the body of Snipes. The other shot, the right hand, was blocked. Arthur Mercante, the referee. In New Jersey, it is scored round by round by the 2 judges and the referee. In case of a tie in a round, a 5-point must system as a supplementary. These are 8-ounce gloves. Mandatory 8 count is in effect. 3 knockdown rule waived. Can't be saved by the bell except the last round. And here it's a good probing 1st round. Remember, these are heavyweights. And now taunting, which Berbick does, causing Snipes to miss badly. Hands down at his side, like Ali. We're coming up to the 1-minute mark of what seems like a long 1st round. Those are slapping shots to the body, but there was a good shot to the chin by Berbick. Both heavyweights, quite unusual here, staying within punching range. Instead of moving around, Snipes is holding his ground and trying to punch away. It's unusual, and Berbick gets caught on the chin. He is rubbery-leg here in the 1st round with 30 seconds to go. Berbick is down. Berbick surprisingly felt the sting. Going to the neutral corner now. Berbick is taking the mandatory 8 count. Right here in the 1st round, we have 19 seconds to go. Remember, you cannot be saved with a bell. Snipes now has to follow up and do more damage. He failed to do it against Holmes. Looks like Berbick has shaken off the effects of that tremendous shot. Listen to this crowd in Atlantic City. The heavyweight division, anything can happen in it. Look at this. That right hand that decked Larry Holmes at Civic Arena in Pittsburgh put Berbick in trouble. Snipes having a little trouble collecting himself to follow through and do more damage. There he does. An overhand right this time, and Arthur Mercante stepped in because something other than his feet were on the canvas here, so consequently it was a knockdown. So now Bill Prezant is talking to Trevor Berbick, along with Ken Morgan and Louis Soria. The men that are in the corner there trying to tell the native of Jamaica just what to do. Watch his eyes there. And that should add confidence to Renaldo Snipes. Some have accused him of not really liking to fight. Well, he proved that he can punch right in the 1st round. Only Bernardo Mercado had ever stopped Trevor Berbick, ranked number 2 and 3 in the world. Here we are in the 2nd round now. To knock down Berbick is quite a feat. Now Berbick, you notice that he's raising those dukes up a little higher wisely. Use them as a defensive weapon until he can figure out what he wants to do against this right-hand hitter. Good body punches, so now Berbick is talking to him. He did it against Holmes in a championship fight, did it against young Greg Page. A sneaky puncher is Berbick. Snipes still moving forward, which is a big surprise, because if you've seen Renaldo before, he's waltzing around the ring a lot, just feebly flicking out his left hand. But now Berbick tries to take over, be the aggressor. But that jab is bothering him. Oh, a right hand just missed, caught the shoulder of Berbick. Those are stiff left jabs. And that's what Snipes doesn't want to do. Duck down, and he's in trouble. Let's see about the condition now of Snipes, whether his training was proper. He was stung and shaken up. He's still in trouble with a minute and a half to go here in the second round. Can he weather this? Of course, expending a lot of energy is the higher-ranked heavyweight Berbick, with the red stripe on his trunks. A whistling right hand. And we're pleased to say that Renaldo Snipes came to fight. But he gets caught with a right hand. A left. Against the ropes, dangerous territory. But Arthur Mercante keeps them there because they are slugging. Developed into a brawl now, toe-to-toe. If you just joined us, Berbick on the far side took the mandatory 8 count in the first round, got caught with a tremendous right hand, 2 of them. Now he's covering up a little bit more. Both fighters with their 28 knockouts, 17 for Berbick and 11 for Snipes. They were early in the fight. They haven't scored many knockouts late. And a right hand just caught Snipes. Snipes being a little careless, and as he said early in our show, I asked him about his strategy. 1 punch to knock him out. That could get him in trouble. Heavy punches. The bell in a moment.
More to John Hancock than life insurance. After Coors.
And now, after a much-needed 1-minute rest, we go into the third round of the scheduled 10-round important heavyweight battle. Snipes on the right, Berbick on the left. Berbick was down on the canvas in the first round. He came back in the second, rebounded beautifully after being hurt, and had Snipes in trouble. Snipes getting a little careless in the second round, ducking down, and of course, like there, dropping his hands, and Berbick loves that. He loves to counterpunch. Look at him mix up the punches. To the head, to the body. Stamina will tell the story. This is only the third round. Big man. Big punches by Snipes right now. Hard punches. Berbick in trouble. Ducking, bobbing, and weaving. Both heavyweights. Snipes against the ropes at 216 and a half, Berbick 222 and a half. They have never met before. Obviously, they don't like each other. More important, they want to win to get a possible shot at the heavyweight championship. Renaldo now throwing punches without looking. But there he found a lucky right hand. Another one. Berbick goes down. Almost. Berbick in trouble. A minute 34. Round 3. What a fight. Covering up, and another right gets through. A wily veteran of 5 years, Berbick knows what to do when he gets hurt. Over-anxious Renaldo Snipes should step back and try to land another right. A minute in this third round. Berbick wobbling as he moves forward. Snipes may be arm weary. He is puffing, his mouth is open, keeping the mouthpiece, of course, but he is tired. He's now just shoving out the punches. Berbick is not as fresh as he was in the dressing room, I can assure you. Both fighters have taken some tremendous shots. They'll get a rest in 30 seconds. Neither fighter is cut. A left hook that hurt Snipes. Berbick keeps coming. Snipes comes back. A pier brawl in Atlantic City. Just tremendous action. We hope you're enjoying it. The bell in 4 seconds. Berbick in trouble. Berbick. Eyes rolling like the roulette wheels that spin constantly here in Atlantic City. And a tired, nearly exhausted Snipes in the opposite corner. Bill Prezant, a veteran second in the ring, trying to freshen him up as we look at some of the heavy artillery in that, a fast-paced, look at that. It was a left hook, another one, a right in between, and you've got to remember that both have taken heavy punches, so it's an accumulation now that will determine the victory. It won't take one punch, it's accumulation. And the exhaustion, you can see it here. The ice bag. Louis Soria of Muhammad Ali fame has the ice pack on the back of Trevor Berbick, who wants another shot at the title, and so does Renaldo Snipes of Yonkers, New York, born in Houston. A likable young man. You can see that he is tired. And we're only into the 4th round. Don't go away. Scoring by the round system. In case of a tie of a round, it's a 5-point must. Snipes now covering up. And he finds the range with the left hand. What a surprise to see Snipes backing up Trevor Berbick. His strategy thus far is working. Oh, he tried an uppercut for the kill. And Mr. Snipes, who has it written on his white boxing trunks, earlier you may recall said his strategy was the same that he tried against Larry Holmes. He was going to do it against Berbick today, and that was a knockout. So we're in the 4th round, coming up to the 2-minute mark. Only Berbick has been down, and that was in the 1st round. A little slower paced round, and rightfully so, because the first 3, well, as fast as I've seen in a long time with heavyweights. Ronaldo's taking a lot of chances.
Stop holding, Snipes.
He's not changing his strategy, is he? Missed with that right hand, but you knew what he wanted to do. Berbick is 28 years old. Snipes is 26. This is a second fight this year for Berbick. His last was a win over Greg Page. For Snipes, it's his 3rd fight this year. Fought a draw and then a loss. Fairly good right hand. They're punching like welterweights now. 50 seconds, round 4. Trevor Berbick now beginning to throw them from Port Arthur, trying to get a lot of leverage, and he has good upper body movement and get a lot of power. The heavyweight ranks, you will not see 2 more beautifully developed upper bodies than these 2 that are trying to knock each other out. And now, as we look, Snipes has a cut above the left eye, and that's where he sustained one against Larry Holmes in Pittsburgh. That could be a problem. It's in the same area. We'll see. The bell in 3 seconds.
What makes Hertz #1 for everyone?
They're the only ones in McPherson, Kansas.
That's right.
I'm about to show you some...
Under attack. The battle is over.
New IntelliVoice. Now that Intellivision talks, you can tell the difference with your eyes closed.
Renaldo Snipes breathing heavily still because of 4 fast-paced rounds against Trevor Berbick with his back to us. 6 pounds heavier, about a half-inch taller. He was down in the first round, Berbick. And we get a wink from Snipes, so he has all his faculties, I can tell you this. And what a pleasure to hear a fighter when interviewed, as we did with Renaldo earlier, and you heard him say his strategy. And he was able to do it earlier, but he has a tough opponent in front of him. His opponent, Berbick, got through a tremendous uppercut, which may have not been seen by you because it was so quick. There's another one. Berbick has every type of punch in the book. Not a classic fighter, but a roundhouse swing. Oh, the right hand, not quite timed to perfection. There's a good one. Usually in a right hand, you saw the head snap back of Snipes with his back to us. There's again that chopping little uppercut inside by Berbick. Remember, this is the 5th round. We're reaching the halfway point. Renaldo Snipes has gone 10 rounds 7 times. Berbick, who landed a terrific left hook. Snipes says something to him. Berbick has gone 10 rounds 5 times, 15 rounds once against Larry Holmes, who's watching them fight right here in Atlantic City. And now they are tired with a minute to go in round 5. They are unloading their best shots. Not as accurate now because they are tired. High on the side of the head was that right hand by Snipes. Another one. Berbick proving that he can take it. Some of the steam, though, has gone out of the punches. Both heavyweights. 25 seconds till the bell. Good left hook by Snipes. Walks into a right hand, Berbick. Oh. Will they need a rest in 5 seconds? You bet.
Matic.
Here's to good friend.
It's not bad.
And again, Reverend Jim Williams, Renaldo Snipes' dad, the cut man, had to do some repair work and a tiny cut in the left eyebrow of his fighter, who just unloaded a sneaky right-hand punch, and it brought a smile from Snipes. Berbick took it. There's another one. But fighting back. Remember, we have 439 pounds of humanity in the ring, with great determination and strength. Oh! And Berbick is in trouble. Who wouldn't be catching those shots? But look at him fight back. Berbick, the man that fought in the 1976 Montreal Olympic Games, losing in the second round to Simon, who later was defeated by Stevenson of Cuba. Only 11 amateur bouts. And a right hand straightens up Snipes. And menacing left jabs. Snipes, with his back to us, or on the right, has a 32-inch waist. Berbick, bigger in the middle at 37. Snipes, a tremendous athlete. Basketball, football, whatever. He's a candidate for the Superstars competition. He's that good. Now a mouthpiece has dropped out of one of the fighter's mouth, and that's always an indication that he is really tired. Is it Berbick or is it Snipes? like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round, we'll be taking a station break. Snipes has lost the mouthpiece. He had that happen against Holmes, too. Good right hand. Snipes fighting with all of his big heart here. We want to remind you, today Baltimore beat Milwaukee, so tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, you'll see Baltimore versus Milwaukee in the game that will decide the American League East Championship and any other games pertaining to deciding a championship. That's right here on ABC, #1 in sports. Great heavyweight bout here in Atlantic City. We've gone beyond the halfway point as we're in round 6. Two tired heavyweights. The cut over the left eye of Snipes on the far side, not giving him any trouble now. But those punches are. Watch his legs. We'll return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this from our local station.
Barney season, right here on Channel 42.
This is the 7th round. Both fighters weary, arm weary, body weary. As we watched both corners between rounds 6 and 7, it appeared that Snipes was really exhausted. But he's moving, well, pretty much up on his toes, not flat-footed, trying to get his body loosened up, get the timing going as he flicks out that jab now, looking to get that right hand across. Berbick backing up, looking to counterpunch and catch a tired Snipes napping. Berbick just does not fight when he's moving backwards. But he's being forced to now. He's felt the sting of Snipes' punch. That's when Snipes gets in trouble, when he leans forward and goes to the lower body and then keeps himself unprotected. Berbick stays upright and flails away. Now with more body movement, head movement, trying to get more jabs. Berbick coasting a bit here in the 7th round. Snipes was beginning to use the ring a little bit more. He catches Berbick with the right hand, but as in the past, much of the steam has gone out of the punches of a tired Snipes. One of the best shots by Berbick was to the left side of the body of Snipes a moment ago. Another one. Snipes in trouble. 50 seconds. Round 7. Berbick is smart, cagey. Tired as he is, picking his shots a little better than Snipes is. 25 seconds. That flush right hand didn't seem to bother Berbick. The bell in a moment.
You're looking at carbon on the tip of your spark plug. It robs power. Sure. Feel your best.
And there's the man that got Mr. Berbick earlier to call Renaldo Snipes Mr. Snipes because he knocked him down in that first round. And he is fighting his fight up to this point as we're in the 8th round. He has been moving forward. Berbick in the past has not fought well backing up. He is, yes, a good counterpuncher. And I might add, as they went back to their respective corners, they were almost duck waddle walks, which indicates they're tired. But in the last round, as he's doing right now, you see Snipes getting back up on his toes, moving around a little bit more, seemingly fresher. Scoring by the round system. You either win or lose a round. In the case of a tie of a round, you use the supplemental 5-point must. 5 to the winner, 4 or less to the loser. 2 judges, Richard Murray, and Bill Kostrov, and the referee Arthur Mercanti also does the scoring. Snipes gets the movement, then tries to get closer, bends forward, totally uncovered, and that's when Berbick has shots. But can he deliver the punch? Now Snipes is getting on his bicycle a little bit. Fans are delighted. In a way, it might be taunting Berbick. But I wouldn't taunt Berbick. He's tough. Like there, shot high on the cheekbone. Berbick gets you going backward, you're in trouble. And as you can see, he's so tired, he really doesn't want to move that much. Taking all the shots, both heavyweights, 216.5 and 222.5. Good defensive work by Snipes, slipping and ducking punches. About 35 seconds in this round, the 8th. Berbick took that right hand, came back with a combination of his own. Red, swollen area under the right eye of Snipes now. The tiny cut in his left eyebrow causing no problem. Except for being knocked down in the first round, Berbick is unmarked. He'll get a rest in about 5.
All right, 20 seconds left. Get Watson off back in the mark. Get the Russian.
Call Flying Tigers. It's on time, or it's on us. Flying Tigers.
Back now for the 9th round. On paper, coming into the fight, it figured to be a good one. A lot of the experts wondered why Berbick would take this fight against Snipes after a big win over Greg Page. But here he is, having been now complaining of being rabbit punched. Snipes pays no attention to it. I'll tell you, they are accepting those punches with unbelievable stamina. Berbick going after Snipes. Trevor Berbick, 28 years old, and here in the 9th round, and between rounds, obviously he was frustrated. Mercanti, the referee, warning of low blows. Berbick now setting himself, looking a little more serious. Renaldo has to keep pumping out that jab. Looking to the referee for help. I don't know why. They are absorbing some tremendous punches. Talk about condition. Well, Berbick at 222.5. He weighed 218 against Page on the Holmes-Cooney card. And against Larry Holmes, Snipes, who was being hit, weighed 215 3/4 today, 216.5. So they are in shape. Obviously, they're on their 4 feet at the moment. Round 9, coming up to the 1-minute mark. You know, when you miss punches like Berbick did with that left hook, that is a tiring, frustrating movement. the chin, and Berbick takes it and says, come on, give me some more. He grew up tough in Port Antonio, Jamaica. There was a wise punch which missed, an uppercut by Snipes. Very good decision to try to land it, because Berbick is an upright fighter. 25 seconds, round 9. Will it go 10? Berbick looks so leg weary, but he must have good legs. Shortest 60 seconds in sports. When two tired heavyweights, big, fast men, Snipes waddling back to his corner, sitting down, and his adopted father, Reverend Jim Williams, is talking to him. Woo! There is the punch, and you saw the stiffness of Berbick's jab. But Snipes has been giving more movement, and he is coherent, talking to Bill Curzon and Louis Soria. Keep the hands high is the advice. Larry Holmes has to be impressed with the two men that he defeated. And it was Berbick that went 15 rounds with this undefeated heavyweight champion of the world in Las Vegas. We're looking at him right now. Trevor Berbick deserves the ranking that he has. He is a tough customer because he took some shots. Decked only once. I'm surprised he hasn't gone down once or twice more. But a tired Snipes coming out now for the 10th round. Arthur Mercani brings him together to center the ring. So hold on. 3 minutes. Berbick doing what his corner said, keeping the gloves up high, the 8-ounce gloves. I would think that the corner of Snipes said, he might be ahead, so be a little more careful, but he isn't. I don't think this is the round to throw, to be conservative, because it seems to me it's a close bout, except for the first round when Berbick, with his back to us, went down for the mandatory 8. Look at that counter punching. A couple of quick pumping jabs by Snipes, a missed right hand, and Berbick counters. Pop, pop. Snipes saying exactly that as he throws out his jabs. Pop, pop. Now Snipes moving Berbick backwards. Obvious what he wants to do, as he said earlier in our interview, he wants to knock him out. This is the final round. We're coming up to the halfway point of the 10th round. The fight comes out, both of them deserve tremendous credit. Less than a minute now. Seconds. Toe. What a heavyweight bout. One of the best I've ever seen. Look at this. They still have enough left to do this. 15 seconds. Look at the effort by Snipes of Yonkers, New York, going against a Jamaican who can hardly stand up. 3 seconds. It'll be over. And I did not think it would go the distance, but it did. The fans standing and applauding. Rightfully so. 10 full rounds of non-stop heavyweight action. This man knocked down once in the first round. We'll be back for the decision.
Sunday on Ripley's Believe It or Not. Witness a demon exorcism in Bali. See a lizard that walks on water. Enter the dark realm of the vampire bat. And take a ride on the world's largest carousel, all on the new Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Tomorrow on ABC. And here in Atlantic City, a fight that went the scheduled distance of 10 rounds. One knockdown, Berbick in the first. There he is. They both deserve tremendous credit. Arthur Mercante, the referee, and there's Renaldo Snipes, the underdog in the bout, ranked number 7, while the man on the right, they're both pleased with their performances, and rightfully so. Arthur Mercante, the referee, figured in the judging along with Richard Murray and William Kostrov. So soon we'll be getting that decision. As we said earlier, Berbick, everything to lose, being ranked number 2 and number 3, whereas Snipes, 2 lackluster performances. He did well against this man until the 11th round, had him down in the 7th, the heavyweight champion of the world, Larry Holmes. But for Snipes, he had everything to win in this bout. How did you score it? Well, I'd have to say it was very, very close. You can see the mark around Snipes' right eye, the mouse. This man is just unmarked. Ed Marion now, Darien rather, with the decision.
In Atlantic City, New Jersey, we have a unanimous decision. And the scoring as follows. Judge William Kostrov scoring it 6-3-1. Judge Richard Murray scoring it 7-1-2. Referee Arthur Mercante scoring it even on rounds at 5-5, but in points has it 45-44, and the winner, Renaldo.
There it is, an upset. Oh, what a win for the 26-year-old, born in Houston, lived in Wichita, Waukegan, Illinois, and what a loss for this man that gave it everything he had. And on the judges' card, 6-3-1, 7-1-2, 5-5 for Mercante, the referee. Because of the tie, they go to the supplemental 5-point, and making it unanimous, Renaldo Snipes won it 45-44 on the card of, I think, the greatest referee in the world. What a battle, and they both deserve whatever pat you can give them on the back. Snipes, the upset winner, and that's his adopted father, Reverend Jim Williams. Let's go to New York and my colleague, Jack Whitaker.
This is Jack Whitaker back in our studio in New York again, and we'll return to the Women's Masters Surfing Championship in a little while. Let's bring you up to date now on the baseball picture. California clinched, beating Texas today, 6-4. Baltimore defeated Milwaukee 11-3, and that makes them even. They'll fight football highlights. Here's Jim Lampley. Jim?
Jack, let's join Chris Schenkel.
Well, it seems like old times, the house of upsets. Renaldo, you were terrific.
I really appreciate the American support. I would give my thanks to all the youth around the country, all the people that support me, be a major draw card on the networks. Hello to all my friends in Yonkers, Waukegan. Thank God I finally got a decision.
Were you hurt?
I finally got it.
Were you hurt?
No, I wasn't hurt. Trevor Berbick could not hurt me. Trevor Berbick could not hurt me. I'm in this to win the title. I'm not in here to be a contender. I finally got it. I'm in it thanks to my manager, Nick. I got the fight. Thanks to my...
How about Jim Williams? How about him?
Thanks to my father, Jim Williams.
All right.
Goss McDonald, Freddie Spry.
Come here. I want you to see something, Renaldo.
All right.
Look down here. We're going to get a replay of how you hurt Trevor Berbick. Look at that. That's a Mr. Snipes right.
You said you won. I win this fight not to outpoint him, but to knock him out.
Right.
I win it to knock him out. The man's a tough man. He has an awkward style. I can't give him nothing but credit. The man took a good punch. He's a worthy contender. The man is a worthy contender. Wouldn't nobody else fight him? No one about fight Cosilla. I fought both of them. I am in here to win the title. I'm not in here to play. thank God for everything that's happened to me. I praise God because I wouldn't be here without God. Chris Schenkel, give God bless to your wife.
Oh, thank you very much.
And God bless to your wife, man. I wish a speedy
Well, I'll
recovery.
tell you, I'm glad you're not injured. Show that arm that got injured the last time we had you. You remember? This was after the aftermath of the Holmes fight, when our scissors accidentally came in there, and we went to that emergency room with you.
Thank God.
And I'll tell you, you're some athlete. I have you nominated for an appearance on our Superstars.
Oh, I really appreciate that.
You'd go for that, wouldn't you?
I'd go for that.
But more a heavyweight title fight.
I'm one of the most, what you call, I don't know what to say.
Shooter.
I'm just so grateful, man. Thank God.
I know you are, and you did a great job. Berbick did not want to be interviewed, and I don't blame him.
Well,
congratulations.
I really appreciate it.
We got to go back to New York City.
Well, Fred Spry, I wish her a Freddie recovery, Miss Spry.
Okay.
And I just thank God for all the American youth, all the little kids.
Back to New York.
Thank you.
Well, Renaldo Snipes had a better afternoon than the NFL. Let's go back to Hawaii now for more of the Women's Master Surfing Championships, and we take you to that lovely state now to Diane Nyad and Russ Francis for more of the competition.
We just have time for a few more rides here at Sunset at the Women's Masters Surfing Championship. There are the judges. The wind has really picked up late in the afternoon here, and now it's going offshore.
ABC tomorrow. And be with us tomorrow and this week with David Brinkley for a look at the 1982 fall elections. Featured will be live interviews with California Senate hopeful City and Chris Schenkel.
Yes, all is quiet in the Sands Ring here in Atlantic City. Surprisingly, decked a tough Trevor Berbick. Couple of right hands in between the left, but it was that powerful right hand by the 26-year-old contender from Yonkers. And of course, he kept moving forward throughout the fight, only occasionally backing up. Took the fight away from Trevor Berbick, who is higher rated as second and third, and now I'm sure the ranking on Snipes will go much higher than seventh. On the cards, 6-3-1, 7-1-2. Mercanti, the referee, had it more like I looked at it at 5-5, with the scoring points 45-44 for the winner, Renaldo Snipes, in a big upset in the always glamorous heavyweight division. It's always been glamorous, and when you get fights like this, you can see why it has such a storied history. We hope you enjoyed it. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Rune Arledge. Coordinating producer of ABC's Wide World of Sports is Dennis Lewin. Berbick Snipes fight producer.
Gary Cooney. Last time out, he dispatched Ron Lyle in 2 rounds. Or was it 1?
I think it was 2, you're right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go to our feature attraction. 10 rounds of boxing presenting the big boys of boxing, and they are heavyweights. Introducing on my left, wearing gold trunks and a black stripe, all the way from Abilene, Texas. 16 great knockouts. It is undefeated record, 17 straight wins. Tonight weighing in at a rough and ready 226 and a quarter pounds. Rated number 8 in the WBC. Let us welcome the durable, undefeated Randy Tex Cobb.
Just a tremendous ovation. Ken Norton dances up and down, and my trainer Bill Clayton with him.
The world over, blue trunks on my right. Formerly of San Diego, California, now fighting out in the great city of Los Angeles. He weighs in at 218 pounds. A veteran of 48 as a pro, he has fought them all. Former heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Ken Norton. Ladies and gentlemen, change of officials. Now judging at ringside, capable arbiter from Los Angeles, Chuck Hassett. Also judging at ringside, from Dallas, Texas, A.D. Spider Bynum. And the gentleman just now giving instructions, the man in charge, the referee, from New York, El Puerto Riqueño, Tony Perez.
Tony Perez, the referee. There's Ken Norton. He hasn't fought in 2 years, or a little over a year, rather. August of 1979. Cobb undefeated, 236 pounds. He is 6'2". Norton an inch taller at 6'3", weighs 218. And we wonder if the rust will show on Kenny Norton, or will he be back in his old style? He's unquestionably the better boxer of the two. And this is a boxer's ring. It's about 20 feet. Cobb trying to work the body. Went into that jab. Makes Norton's eyes blink from that right hand. Scoring is the same. The 10-point must by 2 judges and the referee. Mandatory 8 count, 3 knockdown rule, and a man cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. Incidentally, both of these men have been in the movies. Norton starred in 2 pictures, Mandingo and Drum. And you could say Cobb was the heavy in The Champ with John Boyd. He was the one who caused Boyd's death in the picture. Norton trying to cover up on the ropes. Half the round is over. Norton backed into the ropes. Cobb trying to level him. Norton has that familiar defense posture, the 2 elbows in front of the body.
Carlos, what do you think about Ken Norton's style of punching, and that he doesn't present much of his body as a target to the opponent?
Well, I think he's trying to cover up right now. Randall's very aggressive. It's a good defensive tactic to stay away from an aggressive opponent.
Half a minute to go in the round. Norton is hoping that Cobb will make a mistake. He does spare Cobb with those jabs on the left hook. We saw Cobb stop Ernie Shavers. Cobb took the best shots of Ernie Shavers. He's trying to cave Norton in, and he's hurting him around the body. 10 seconds to go in the round. The round is almost over. 5 seconds to go. The battling is in Cobb's corner. The bell ending round 1.
It's a good round for Randall Cobb. He was very aggressive in that. For the first round, he came out smoking, ready to fight. I think Ken was trying to feel him out and trying to stay under the punches that Cobb was throwing at him.
Carlos, sometimes when you have a fighter that's trying to make a comeback, he may come into the fight in the beginning rounds a little bit more cautious than you've seen him before, so he might not look like the Ken Norton that we're used to seeing.
That's true. There's some action from the last round, and Ken is in a sort of a peekaboo style, and is throwing his jabs out and just trying to stay underneath the big roundhouse punches that Cobb is throwing at him.
Those left hooks to the body are going to take a toll, though, Carlos.
Yes, they will.
On a veteran. Norton is 35 years old, and Cobb is 25 years old. And Cobb has been fighting regularly. Norton going into that shell defense again. A little bit like Archie Moore used to. He's leaning to the right, Norton is. Cobb smartly shortened up on the punch that time with the hook. Norton is able to spear him with that left hand. Cobb is getting in awfully close. A hard left hook by Norton. They both have taken several good punches and stood up under them well. Norton cornered on the ropes in Cobb's corner again. 2 minutes left in the round. Both are hitting hard. Norton opening up in his old-time style. Norton may have hurt Cobb with that right to the jaw, but Cobb takes a good punch. Less than a minute and a half to go in round two. They both stood in the same position for the last 2 minutes, almost. Norton against the ropes. Cobb right next to him, driving home solid punches. Norton countering, jabbing, missing. Cobb seems a little bit better defensive fighter than he had been, but he is still taking good punches from Norton and giving good punches to Norton. And it's anybody's fight at the moment. Now Norton's taking a lot of hard punches. Half a minute to go in the round. Battling is still in Cobb's corner. It's been there the whole round. I don't think Cobb's right foot has moved from that one spot in the whole round. 10 seconds to go in the round. Round almost over.
Big
Here's Cobb. He's got Ken against the ropes, and he worked on him almost the whole round in that same spot. Ken is showing the inactivity is showing on him. 18 months without a fight. It's a long time.
All right, now we're ready for round three. Ken Norton quickly gets out there, so does Cobb. Norton in the dog trunks. Cobb in the mustard-colored trunks. You don't need a description. You know Kenny Norton. You know Randy takes Cobb. Cobb with his career ahead of him. Norton, who knows? Kenny must win this bout. Cobb is not coming in as recklessly as we thought he might. He knows that Norton is a terrific counter-puncher, throws good combinations, and hits very hard. Cobb apologizes for a low blow. Norton was a good one, too. Cobb, a hometown favorite. He's from Abilene, and we're in San Antonio. Tony Perez, the referee, now doesn't need to be around hardly.
Ken's left eye is swollen already.
North balancing that right hand. There's not been a clinch in the fight yet, which is unusual for heavyweights. Now Norton may be in trouble. Cobb is remarkably accurate. He's got Norton in trouble on the ropes. Norton is trying to fight back with that left hook, and he does. Norton still has plenty of fight in him. And he's a good fighter, he always was. He lost two controversial decisions for the heavyweight title. One against Ali, one against Holmes. And a lot of people thought he won both fights, but that's opinion.
You know, one of the things about Norton is sometimes it doesn't even seem like he's looking at you, but he's got such great peripheral vision that he can just
taking a lot of punishment in there. But Norton has the know-how. He knows how to fight.
10 seconds to go.
Referee Tony Perez, that's certainly in the battlers. He's not had much to do. There's the bell. That was a good round for Randy Tex Cobb.
Big round. And I think Ken started to come back on that round.
This bud's for everybody who puts in a hard day's.
Nice picture of Jane Kennedy, a real beauty. That's me on the end. Collis in the middle. Yes, Collis. All right, round 4. Randy Tex Cobb. Ken Norton. Ken leaning a little to the right. Spears out with that left hand. Collis, I'm impressed with the fact that despite his long layoff, Norton has been very accurate tonight.
Yes, he has. 18 months is a long time to be off and fight, come back and fight again. But he must have put in a lot of boxing in the gym.
Well, he's trim at 218 pounds. Hurt Cobb. Norton hurt Cobb with that wild right hand. Not wild, but solid right hand, overhand. Cobb just shakes his head and pours in again. He probably said, good punch, Kenny.
You were talking about 18 months being a long time to be off. The one thing, though, Ken has going for him, he never gets out of shape. He's always in shape. So when he decides that he is going to fight, he doesn't have that far to go.
That's true. And that has to be the key.
Cobb opening up again after Norton hurt him earlier. Cobb is a very improved fighter, no question about it.
Come on, Randall, baby! Get him!
Again, Norton opening up with sharp punches. Cobb takes an awesome punch.
Come on, Randall, baby!
It's just above us there. Trading toe-to-toe. And Cobb adds a little bit extra. 1 minute to go in the round. It's been a long round, but a fast one. Norton trying hard now. Another fighter, but Cobb might have gone down from those punches.
What would you say is Randall Cobb's best punch?
I think his best punch has got to be his overhand right. And he just threw it now.
Norton's had a very good round. Now Cobb is coming on again, holding Norton against the ropes, as he did in the previous round.
10 seconds to go.
10 seconds to go in the round. Just a reminder that we'll be back again December 12th when Jimmy Young fights George Chaplin at Resorts International in Atlantic City on your same cable network. And you fans in Miami next week can see Alexis Arguello versus Jose Luis Ramirez and a title bout, WBA Bantamweight Championship. Julian Solis and Jeff Chandler next Friday at the Miami Fronton. Meanwhile, it's Jeff Cobb moving in on Ken Norton again in a very even fight here at the Hemisphere, the Convention Center in San Antonio. They're out in the center now.
This fight is turning out to be just what it promised, it would be. They are toe-to-toe most of the way.
Norton the better boxer and maybe Cobb the better brawler. Cobb moving in all the time, although very often he's countered by Norton. Norton has been surprisingly good after an 18-month layoff. Now Cobb's at him again. Norton taking a very good punch. Why not? He took the best punches of Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes. Norton is making Cobb miss again a lot by that bobbing and weaving of the head. But he didn't make him miss there. Round 5 of a 10-rounder. Seemingly no one has been cut yet, and there have been no knockdowns. Cobb has an undefeated streak on the line. He's won his first 17 pro bouts. He never had an amateur bout.
Come on, Randall! Come on, Randall, baby! Come on, Randall!
You can see Cobb's face open, or his mouth open, with the mouthpiece showing as he takes that wicked right hand. Every time Norton seems to be in command, Cobb comes right back and tries to take it away from him. Less than half a minute to go in the round. 15 seconds left in the round. Big rally by Norton. Round 6, Kenny Norton in a very even fight with undefeated Jeff Cobb. Referee Tony Perez having little to do. Both men are in tremendous condition. Maybe Norton's in better condition.
Ken seems to be starting this round more aggressive.
Norton has gotten out in front in this round. It's been a fine fight.
Ken is making a rally, coming back. He had been laying against the ropes, and now he's being the aggressor.
Cobb just keeps punching like Old Man River.
What determines a turning point like that, Carlos? When you've been, you seem to be the one that waiting for the punch to come, and then all of a sudden you change your fight.
It's hard to say what Ken Norton's tactic is. Maybe he's hoping that Randy Cobb will run out of gas and get tired, and now he's making his bid because maybe he feels like Randy Cobb is getting tired.
All right, Norton putting on a tremendous rally, but Cobb just stands there, hoping maybe that Norton will punch himself out. And Cobb has thrown in a lot of punches himself, a lot of effective punches. Both have been very accurate. So far, a good round for Norton, but we've still got a minute to go in the round. And you know Cobb, he always comes back. Their heads are being jostled back and forth. They both must be very tired at this point. They are in tremendous condition.
They are taking turns at each other.
Anybody else but Cobb would have gone down long ago, fellas.
He's a tough cookie.
He's tough.
Can't say that these fighters are staying away from each other.
No way.
15 seconds to go, as you see on the countdown.
10 seconds to go.
The last couple of rounds have been good rounds for Kenny Norton. He may be ahead at this point.
They have stood toe-to-toe throughout this whole match. It's just what it promised to me. On paper, it's what I figured it would be like, and they are just standing toe-to-toe, taking turns on each other. Here's some action. Ken Norton against the ropes, take him some punches, but then he comes right back. And they've been doing this all night. Jab, good jab by Ken Norton. There's a jab back from Randall.
Second challenge.
Why do you think he came back? I mean, everybody's trying to make comebacks nowadays. Why do you think Ken's come back out of retirement? Why do you think Ken has come back out of retirement?
I really don't know. Maybe.
Round 7. Randy takes Cobb, Ken Norton. Norton leaning a little bit to the right again. Cobb sparing him with that jab. Mostly when a fighter gets caught on the ropes, he takes punishment, but Norton has done his best work against the ropes. He's trying to cave in Cobb now, but Cobb won't cave. Norton has hit Cobb with his best shots, and Randy has not gone down. Norton's taken a lot of good punches too. Norton jabs low, but misses the follow-up more often than not. If that follow-up landed, it could have been curtains. That one landed. They've got Cobb in trouble. Cobb is game, and he's tough. Norton's giving him everything. Cobb just won't go down. This must be very discouraging for Norton. Look at that 1-2, right flush.
Ooh.
But Cobb just comes back. This has been a sensational, grueling fight. Now they're back in Cobb's corner. Norton's back to the rope. He's belaboring Cobb. Cobb just stands there, now comes back. Those jabs of Norton, followed by the right cross. Norton has hit him with everything. A minute to go in the round. Well, I'm going to coin an expression here. It's been a remarkable demonstration of taking by Randy Cobb. He has taken everything, but he still battles back and battles well. Norton could punch himself out if he's not in the greatest of shape, but he must be. Look at 10 seconds. Actually took the play away from Norton after being hurt. There's the bell.
Oh, what a round.
It's an incredible fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing a war.
You'll never see a round like that one.
Round 8 coming up. Here's Caleb Baxter Schaefer.
Ken Norton, big round for Ken.
Knockouts.
Well, it'll be something to see the replay of that.
And here we are. You know, Randy Cobb took a tremendous amount of shots to the head. He is so tough.
He's as tough as they come. I
couldn't believe that he stood up after taking all those punches.
I don't even know if Marciano was that tough.
Ken Norton's knockout punches are right, and he's given plenty of them in there, and the guy's just standing there. All that moved was his head. The only part of his body that moved was his head.
Yeah. He didn't even blink his eyes on
the belt for round 8. Out in the center. Ken Norton, I think, has pulled away on points. But that's my unofficial impression. Norton is now teeing off on Cobb, but he can't budge him. Norton, a hard-hitting heavyweight, ex-champion, has hit Cobb with everything. And Randy just pours in. And he has hit Norton a lot, too. Come on, Randall! This punishment may have a lasting effect on both of them. It's Norton winning the fight at the moment, but Cobb right in there. Tremendous gameness by both of them. You keep thinking that one of these punches will level Cobb, but apparently not. That's the punch that Norton scored a lot of knockouts with. Oh, Randall! I think Cobb has taken so much punishment in this fight that now he's inured to it. He doesn't feel it. And he's got Norton bothered. A real battle of attrition. Cobb is an improved fighter, and he may have hurt Norton with that right to the jaw. And he's got him bothered. Norton may be in trouble. Right hand to the jaw. Here comes Norton back again. Norton at 35 is 10 years older. Cobb putting on a comeback. Now Norton again. Seconds to go in the round. 10 seconds. Norton was wobbled. There's the bell.
Big round for Randall Cobb.
Wow, this is some fight, Carl.
Some fight. And Randy Cobb had a big round that round. Ken was against the rope most of the round, as you can see. Randy Cobb using his jab well and throwing good right hands. He's getting hit there. There's a good right hand. Right hand.
Those
jabs and right hands.
The jabs are good.
He's keeping Ken right against the ropes with that jab.
2 rounds left. Rounds 9 and 10. Round 9. Kenny Norton. Randy Tex Cobb. getting back against the ropes again, but he's been very effective there as he comes sauntering out, punching. This has been some sight. To go in round 9. Now round 9, like the previous rounds, they belabor each other, but nobody goes down. Nobody's been cut. Cobb putting on a late rally in the last 2 rounds. Norton wound up with that one. Cobb just pushes him away. Norton back into the ropes. Here's Cobb coming at him warily, though. Norton getting a little bit wild. He may be tired. Norton may be tiring. Cobb coming at him. Norton hasn't got the zip in his punches that he had earlier. Cobb is still the same. 20 seconds to go in the round. A bad round for Norton. A very bad round. 10 seconds. Norton taking unbelievable punishment. It's almost over now. 5 seconds to go in the round. Norton's in real trouble. There's the bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We have 2 or 3 more.
What a round. What a round.
After this main event.
A lot of action. Here's a replay of the last few seconds of the last round. And Randall was scoring heavily.
Tony!
A lot of punches landed, but there wasn't that much power in the punches. I think that's why Ken was able to weather the storm.
That's what I was wondering. I would think that if they were a little bit stronger, Ken may have gone down on
Yes.
Both men, you got to believe, are big tired right now.
Well, this is it. They touch gloves.
Last round.
Final round of a truly great heavyweight fight. Will Ken Norton win and go on to fight Larry Holmes? Will Cobb win and maybe fight Muhammad Ali? Norton opening up. Cobb taking him. That's the way it started last round. Norton's throwing everything in there. He's calling on the reserve. Norton is throwing everything into those punches. And Cobb just won't go down. There have been no knockdowns. They both have taken a lot of punishment. Norton is throwing everything in there. He's not saving anything for tomorrow. There's no 11th round. 2 minutes left in the fight. Norton is filling the round with a great rally. I repeat it.
The fans are on their feet. This is the world.
A big round for Kenny Norton. It could win the fight for him. Now Cobb is tired, as Norton was tired in the last round.
Come on, Randall!
The heavyweight fight of the year. Now Cobb is hurting Norton again. It's in the last round all over again.
1 minute to go. 1 minute.
1 minute. Possible. I've been asked to tell the systems carrying the fight that we may run over for 30 seconds, so stay with us. We want to get this decision. 15 seconds left. 10
seconds.
There will not be a knockout. Less than 10 seconds to go. The fight will go the limit. And stay with us.
What a fight!
There's the bell. Listen to the crowd. Listen to that crowd.
Both of these fighters in superb condition to be able to do this for 10 rounds.
We're going to try to get the decision as fast as we can. The scoring on the 10-point must by 2 judges and the referees. It was a tremendous fight. I hope well, on behalf of Jane Kennedy and Carlos Palomino, I'm going to thank them right now as coins are raining in the ring.
Thank you, Don. This has been
We're waiting for the...
Whoever wins this fight, both fighters have definitely proved themselves tonight.
They certainly have, Jane. This has been some fight, and it's been nice working with both of you.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, and to have this for my first fight, what a treat. Working with the two of you and seeing a fight like this.
Jane, I hope none are better than this. We'll all be worn out. Look at the money raining in the ring.
This is the kind of fight that you hate to see one lose.
That's right.
I hope they get that decision in a hurry. It may be very close.
You know, I wonder if Ken came back to prove to himself that he could fight or to prove to everyone that he could fight. Well, either way.
We're running out of time here,
he's a
folks.
fighter.
Our systems are ready to desert us. We're waiting for the decision. Jimmy Lennon is on the far side of the ring, trying to get her from Bob Bussey, the commissioner, but it may be so close that they may have a recount. Meanwhile, coins are raining in the ring. Here comes Jimmy. Has he got the microphone? Pick up the microphone, Jimmy. Where's the decision? We're going to have it. Here it comes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in a rousing main event, we have a split decision. I will read the point totals. Tony Paris' referee scores of 97-94 in favor of Ken Norton. Spider Bynum, judging ringside, sees the score 97-95 in favor of Randy Tex Cobb. The deciding ballot cast by Judge Chuck Hassett of L.A. at ringside. He scores at 96-95 in favor of the split decision winner, Ken Norton.
Well, there you have it.
A split decision. Ken Norton starts his comeback and wins a split decision. He deserved it. Ken Norton deserved that decision, but Cobb deserves a lot of credit. Randy Cobb, after winning 17 in a row, has lost, and I want to thank everybody, and we'll have more.
Sports Saturday will continue with round one after these words from your local station. Back live in Latham, New York. Let's go to our ring announcer, Paul LaFleur.
Coliseum Theater in Latham, New York, for a 10-round heavyweight bout sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Today's referee is Luis Rivera. Introducing in the red corner, weighing in at 240 pounds with a record of 15 wins and 5 losses with 12 KOs from Magnolia, North Carolina, in the black trunks with white stripes, James Bonecrusher Smith. And introducing in the blue corner, weighing in at 200 with a record of 28 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 19 KOs from Donovan, California, the former world heavyweight champion, in red trunks with white trim, Mike Weaver.
Well, Gil Clancy, you indicated this might be a hometown for Mike Weaver. Just down the road in Troy a month ago, he knocked out Carl the Truth Williams in 2 rounds. Looked like he was in trouble. All of a sudden, a big left hand, the fight was over. And he's obviously been adopted by these upstate New York fans. He is 33 years of age, 28, 11, and 1. You know, he didn't get his first title shot until he had lost 9 times. But under manager Don Manuel, who took him over after he'd started his career, built his confidence, he won the title and has been in 7 title fights, winning it first in March of 1980 with a 15th round knockout over John Tate. 215 pounds is Mike Weaver for this fight. Bonecrusher Smith, 240, up about 5 pounds from his loss against Marvis Frazier. But a man on his frame and the size of Bonecrusher Smith, really no significance attached to that. He's in shape as usual. 31-year-old James Smith, it was his birthday a couple of days ago here. They had a cake for him here in Latham, New York. Weaver in red and Bonecrusher in black. The referee, Luis Rivera, judging by 3 judges from the state of New York on the round system, Harold Letterman, Carol Castellano, and Shane Shahinian.
Tim, you know, it figures to be Weaver's left hook against Bonecrusher's right hand. Those are the lethal weapons that they both carry.
19 knockouts for Weaver, 12 out of 15 for James Smith.
You know, Tim, looking at these 2 guys, we're lucky we have a fight. If I was Weaver, I'd be afraid to go in the ring with Bonecrusher. If I was Bonecrusher, I'd be afraid to go in the ring with Weaver.
That's what makes it an attractive and exciting, potentially exciting heavyweight bout. And both these guys know that the winner is going to have himself right back in the title picture. Weaver ranked number 3, Bonecrusher Smith ranked number 18 by the WBC, but most observers feel he's a top 10 heavyweight. Coming off his controversial loss to Marvis Frazier here on CBS Sports Saturday. A fight that we thought Bonecrusher won in the final round of that 10-rounder in Richmond, California, but the decision went to young Marvis Frazier.
Bonecrusher looks very, very tight, Tim, and he's just pushing that left jab out.
Good combination there, just as Bill Clancy pointed out that he didn't have a lot of snap. There came the combination, so a little bit of a slow start in round 1 for Smith.
And against Marvis Frazier, he jumped right on Marvis.
Whoa, he just hurt Weaver. A left and a right hurt Weaver. He's got him in trouble. Weaver trying to survive on the ropes over there. Got his hands up, and he looks
a little legged. Tim, he's in bad shape right now. Look at those eyes.
A right to the ear, and Smith with a left that got through. Mike Weaver in difficulty in round 1. Weaver has survived this kind of thing before, however. Can he get through this one? Has his hands up blocking blows, but has not punched back.
Smith should give himself a little room, Tim.
Now Weaver looking a little more clear-eyed, but not throwing punches. Now he goes down. Weaver, he doesn't know where he is, staggering around the ring. Maybe out on his feet.
He is, Tim. He doesn't know where he is at all.
Luis Rivera, and he will not allow Weaver to continue.
And Tim, rightly so. He was badly hurt. He doesn't know where he is now.
A first-round knockout for James Bonecrusher Smith. And Mike Weaver, shades of his loss to Michael Dokes. Here it looked like he was protesting to the referee that he could continue. While a case might have been made that night in Las Vegas against Dokes, I think no case could be made here, Gil.
No, Tim, no way. He could hardly stand. There's no way in the world you could let a guy like Bonecrusher get back at a helpless target.
Almost a replay of the night when he lost the crown to Michael Dokes in that one-round, 63-second loss in Las Vegas. James Bonecrusher Smith, with his 13th knockout, has himself right back in the top ranks of the heavyweights. Let's go back and have a look at it. It was a solid left, and then you see the wide-open face of Mike Weaver, and Smith delivered the right hand. Somehow Weaver stayed on his feet, retreated to the ropes, but Smith stayed right with him and put a lot of punishment on him against the ropes.
I like the way Smith stayed cool, Tim, after he got him hurt, threw a combination of punches, and all of a sudden he said, wait a minute, James, I better step back and measure this guy, and he did.
Well, James Bonecrusher Smith with a startling first-round knockout of Mike Weaver, who is coming off his victory over Carl Williams. We'll be up there talking to the winner, Bonecrusher Smith, but remember that we've got lots more boxing action ahead for you. We're going to bring you a reprise of the Donald Curry-Eduardo Rodriguez fight that took place a few weeks back here on CBS Sports Saturday in Fort Worth, and that's coming up here on CBS Sports Saturday. Stay with us. Weaver, let's talk first to Mike. I'm just glad to see that he's up and all right. Mike, this had to be, in your mind, almost a replay of what happened against Michael Dokes, although we thought this time that the referee made the right decision. What are your thoughts?
Well, Bonecrusher hit me, got me with a good punch, and me being a slow start, he was hitting with hard punches, and not that I was in trouble, I think the referee made the right decision, though. I just couldn't, he stayed on me. He did the right thing, he stayed on me. So, I think the referee did the right thing. But
so you have no complaint about him stopping it?
I have no complaint because the referee, I thought if I could just last around, maybe I'll come back, but Bonecrusher did the right thing. He stayed on top of me, and he kept hitting with solid punches, and I couldn't get out of the way of him.
Well, Mike, everybody's going to say, well, there's the old man. Maybe it's time for him to go. What are your thoughts?
Well, maybe it is. Maybe what happened was maybe something that God's trying to tell me something. So I think I'll take a couple of days and decide.
Think about it, huh? Okay, Mike. All right, let's talk to our winner here, James Bonecrusher Smith. I guess anytime there's a first-round knockout, you have to ask the winner, did he think it would happen and won?
I was a little surprised. I hit Mike with a good right hand, and I was able to follow up. First of all, I'd like to say I want to thank CBS for having me back after the loss to Marvis Frazier. And Mike Weaver is an excellent fighter, very strong. And I hit him with some shots, and I knew I was hitting him with some solid shots, and I just kept following up.
All right, let's go back and take a look. You can have a look at the monitor down here, James, to get an idea how good you look. I think the first punishing punch was a left hand, although we'll just go back in here and see exactly what happened at the finish. I think this is after you've really got him in trouble, and you're backing him up against the ropes here. Now, Mike's very good at getting those hands up. He makes it a hard target even when he's in trouble.
Yeah, I always expected Mike to come back with a left hook. That's how he caught Carl Williams.
Yes.
But I kept throwing, and I knew I hit him with some solid shots, but I was still looking for that left hook. He's dangerous always until he go down.
James, now obviously you got to feel you're right back in the thick of things. There's a so-called tournament going on. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'm just going to wait and see. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think I should be right up there in the top heavyweights of the world. Mike Weaver was a former WBA champion and a great fighter, and I think I should get right back up there.
Well, congratulations to you. We're going to show you that entire first round. And here's how we call it. Gil Clancy and I can get to enjoy it all over again, James.
Thank you.
Here it comes. 31-year-old James Smith, it was his birthday a couple of days ago here. They had a cake for him here in Latham, New York. Weaver in red and Bonecrusher in black. The referee, Luis Rivera, judging by 3 judges from the state of New York on the round system, Harold Letterman, Carol Castellano, and Shane Shahinian.
Tim, it figures to be Weaver's left hook against Bonecrusher's right hand. Those are the lethal weapons that they both carry.
19 knockouts for Weaver, 12 out of 15 for James Smith.
Tim, looking at these two guys, we're lucky we have a fight. If I was Weaver, I'd be afraid to go in the ring with Bonecrusher. If I was Bonecrusher, I'd be afraid to go in the ring with Weaver.
That's what makes it an attractive and exciting, potentially exciting heavyweight bout. And
Both these guys know that the winner is going to have himself right back in the title picture. Weaver ranked number 3, Bonecrusher Smith ranked number 18 by the WBC, but most observers feel he's a top 10 heavyweight. Coming off his controversial loss to Marvis Frazier here on CBS Sports Saturday. A fight that we thought Bonecrusher won in the final round of that 10-rounder in Richmond, California, but the decision went to young Marvis Frazier.
Bonecrusher looks very, very tight, Tim, and he's just pushing that left jab out.
Good combination there, just as Bill Clancy pointed out that he didn't have a lot of snap. There came the combination, so a little bit of a slow start in round 1 for Smith.
And against Marvis Frazier, he jumped right on Marvis.
Whoa, he just hurt Weaver. A left and a right hurt Weaver. He's got him in trouble. Weaver trying to survive on the ropes over there. Got his hands up, and he looks
he's
legged.
Tim, he's in bad shape right now. Look at those eyes.
A right to the ear, and Smith with a left that got through. Mike Weaver in difficulty in round 1. Weaver has survived this kind of thing before, however. Can he get through this one? Has his hands up, blocking blows, but has not punched back.
Smith should give himself a little room, Tim.
Now Weaver looking a little more clear-eyed, but not throwing punches. Now he goes down. Weaver, he doesn't know where he is, staggering around the ring. Maybe out on his feet.
He is, Tim. He doesn't know where he is at all.
Luis Rivera, and he will not allow Weaver to continue.
And Tim, rightly so. He was badly hurt. He doesn't know where he is now.
A first-round knockout for James Bonecrusher Smith. Well, a startling first-round knockout by Bonecrusher Smith. We've got lots more boxing action coming here on CBS Sports Saturday. Some fights that you may have missed on CBS Sports Saturday or Sunday, and also a special event from Britain. Here you're seeing Donald Curry as he defends against the top challenger Eduardo Rodriguez, defending his undisputed crown. A fight from Wembley, England, featuring an upset. Frank Bruno against Harry Coetzee. And also the dramatic comeback campaign of Alexis Arguello as he meets Billy Costello in a battle of former champions. All that and more still ahead on CBS Sports Saturday.
A draw, and that one came in 1983 when he fought to a 6-round draw against Philip Brown. And then in 1985, a bit out of shape, he was stopped in 8 rounds by tall David Jaco, and that was in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
And here comes a very big Larry Alexander.
Mr. Ron Ferris. The man behind the showplace.
256 pounds, the heaviest weight of his career. He's been boxing as a professional since 1980. He's been in with some real fine heavyweights. He stopped, one of his biggest victories was when he stopped Jeff Sims a number of years ago. He beat Mark Wills.
He lost a disputed decision to James Broad, which probably looked like a scene right out of Fantasia.
But at that time, Larry Alexander was down around 220 pounds.
And what was James Broad up at?
Actually, at that time, he was only about 225, 230. James Broad lost a few weeks ago over in South Africa, weighing 281 pounds.
That's encouraging. While we're waiting, Larry Alexander particularly, for his opponent, Razor Ruddock, there is a presentation being made for Camden, New Jersey. There is one thing that I think must be pointed out, Randy. Both of these men, Razor Ruddock at 17-1-1 has knocked out 10 of his opponents. That's a KO 53% average. And the same is true with Larry Alexander, who has fought a number of times. He's 32 and 11-2, and he's knocked out 53% of his opponents, 24 of them.
Bert, what I think could be...
The chances are this ain't going the distance.
Well, what I think could be a real big factor in this fight is Razor Ruddock decision Mike Weaver in August of 1986. In that fight, he did it with his left hand and his left hand alone. Bert, I don't think he knew how to throw a right hand. But in the past few months, he's picked up Janks Morton as one of his trainers. Janks Morton was a man who worked with Sugar Ray Leonard from the start, an outstanding athlete. As an amateur boxer, was 20-0 with 20 knockouts, an amateur semi-pro softball player hits home runs virtually every time up. The man knows his boxing, and I think he could be the difference in Razor Ruddock becoming just a low-rank contender, or perhaps giving Mike Tyson a real tough fight in maybe a year or so. Well, we'll be starting our main event, 10 rounds heavyweights, Razor Ruddock against Larry Alexander, when we come back.
Milo Savage, Frank Brunette, and John Riley. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Rudy Battle. The timekeeper to bell is Arthur Spell. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round heavyweight bout, referee Frank Cappuccino. And now, my good friends, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He tipped in at an even 256 pounds. This gentleman has 32 wins, 11 losses, 2 draws, with 24 knockouts. He is the former North American Boxing Federation heavyweight champion, a native of Greenville, Mississippi, and now residing in the Big Apple of New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome aboard Big Larry Alexander. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the red trim. He weighed in at an even 226 pounds. This young man has 17 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 10 knockouts. He is ranked both by the World Boxing Association and the World Boxing Council in the heavyweight division. All the way from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Donovan Razor Ruddock.
Come here, Larry. Razor, come on, let's hear it. Good evening, gentlemen. You were both given your instructions this afternoon. I want a good, clean fight. Both of you have any questions? Both of you touch gloves now. Come on. Good luck to both of you.
From the Showplace in Camden, New Jersey, we'd like to welcome all our viewers on Manhattan Cablevision tonight. And you're tuning in now for our main event, 10 rounds, heavyweight action. And I do mean heavyweight action. The little guy on the right of your screen in the white, 226 pounds. The bigger guy, they introduced him as Big Larry Alexander, and big he is, 256 pounds.
I don't think we have to tell the colors of their trunks, Randy. I think it's evident who's who here. If there was a knock on Ruddock, it's that he may not have heart. If he can't take out Alexander in 5 or 6 rounds, then conceivably you'll see a change in his demonstrable fierceness.
I don't agree with Angelo Dundee that light is right. I mean, maybe he was a little bit too light for Orlin Norris at 222, but I think 256 is just too heavy. Especially, I've seen Larry Alexander before. I saw him on the deck at about 225 pounds against Renaldo Snipes, get up and give him a good bout. I saw him beat Jimmy Clark, the former amateur standout. I saw him beat Mike the Giant White in Madison Square Garden, and he was not anything close to 256.
I will tell you this, he makes my build look good. And Ruddock, who is working his left, still has not thrown that right that we talked about Jenks teaching him. He's holding it in sort of abeyance here. Wherever that is, I think it's adjacent to Camden.
I was about to ask where that was. That's near unequivocally.
Yes, it's about 8 syllables too many. I noticed when you did that last interview, you were sweating more than the fighter you were interviewing.
Hey, it's hot in that ring, Burke. Somewhere, I'd say about 85 degrees or so.
Maybe they should take the weight of Alexander after he finishes the fight. Maybe this is a good way to reduce.
I'm sure that if this goes the distance, Larry Alexander is going to lose enough weight to make another fighter.
Maybe light will be right at the end of this fight. Once again, we still haven't seen that right hand that Jenks Morton was telling us about.
Well, there we saw a quick lead left hook by Razor Ruddock. But the experience of Larry Alexander, he kept his right hand up, rather, and picked it off.
Who makes Larry Alexander's trunks? Omar the tent maker?
Now.
Again, a swinging left hook by Razor Ruddock. Good left. And Larry Alexander, all of them is in trouble.
Razor Ruddock opening up with both hands. 15 seconds remain in the round. Alexander in big trouble. Cappuccino watching him. A standing 8 count could be given. And I wonder if Cappuccino will give that 8 count. A hard left hook. Staggers the legs. Another one. This could be over. I have to wonder why Frank Cappuccino never gave the standing 8 count.
You'll also notice there was not a right in that carload. He did not throw a right hand the entire barrage. Cappuccino has gone past him, and now here it comes again. Again, a left.
It was a quick left hand. It was a wide left hand, but it had such speed on it. That time, Larry Alexander could not pick it off.
Another left.
And then Alexander was in big trouble, Bert.
But he threw one right hand, and it didn't actually connect. There's the left.
It was a good shot. It had all of his 226 pounds behind it. And where is the right hand?
There he tried it, and that was it. I think that he did that just for show.
Alexander does not look steady. The legs look wobbly. And so far, certainly, Light probably was right. Alexander leaning on the ropes.
Randy, he's leaning on our ropes. That's what bothers me.
Right above Bert Sugar and myself. In comes Ruddock, looking for the left hook. Lands 1 and 2. Comes in with the right hand to the top of the head. In his own corner is Alexander on unsteady legs. Rather, in Ruddock's corner.
He's in both corners.
I don't know which corner.
He's in both corners.
He's all over the ring.
Stop punching, both of you.
Alexander floundering, trying to keep those hands up. He's a knockout waiting to happen.
Let him go, Larry. Let him go. You're holding him.
And yet Ruddock is not stepping back, taking advantage of his momentary advantage here.
Promoter Murad Muhammad believes that in Razor Ruddock, he is working with a man who could very well be the man who down the road beats Mike Tyson. It's Knight's dream, isn't it?
If he has a right hand, he might have a chance.
Nice to dream.
Stop punching and step back. Come on, Razor, let him out.
He certainly has the height, the weight at 226 pounds, 6'3", hard left hand.
He's not following up his advantage, Randy. He is pursuing him, but Alexander, as a cutie, is now moving in to tie him up.
Alexander has been on the deck before. Renaldo Snipes had him down. Nick Wells, who was an outstanding amateur in the mid-70s, hurt him with a hard left hand, but he came back.
He missed 2 lefts, hit him with a right. Left. That left hand.
Angelo Dundee is in the ring.
It's over.
Even if Larry could continue, Angelo wanted to see no more of this one and waved it over.
That looked like King Kong falling off the top of the Empire State Building.
Well, we were wondering if Razor Ruddock had a right hand. Bert, we didn't have to see it. It was basically all left hands, which did the damage.
And right was not right for Larry Alexander tonight. Nothing was right for Larry Alexander. It was a left that was his undoing. There is a right hand, but watch this left. And he comes down like a sack of flour. And another angle, which is the right underneath, and the left caught him flush. Larry Alexander. At this point in time, Angelo Dundee has already started up the stairs. And there is the winner, and now the ranking contender, Donovan Razor Ruddock out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It will probably go down as a TKO because of the lack of a 10 count. Referee Frank Cappuccino stopping it upon seeing Angelo Dundee getting into the ring with the stool. Alexander is up now, and he's all right, but still, he took one heck of a shot, that last flush left, and down he went. A sequoia in a forest wouldn't make as much noise. And it's a wonder the ring is still standing, and standing in it are several people, one of whom now is Randy Gordon, who is going to interview Razor Ruddock at this moment.
Razor Ruddock, I saw you defeat Mike Weaver. There was no power there. You moved around with a poking left jab. You won virtually every round of the fight. Where did the power come from?
I mean, when I fought Mike Weaver, I was a young and inexperienced kid. I went in there, I knew I could beat Mike Weaver by my talent, but for a fact, I was pushed in the fight and overmatched with Mike Weaver, but confident in me, know that I could have beat Mike Weaver. So they never give me a chance to mature. So what I do is keep training, grow into my power, and here it is, and a lot more coming.
I know you were very confident tonight, but did you think it was going to be that quick?
Which one? This one here?
Yeah.
I plan to do it quick.
When you hurt him with a big left hook, you hit him, I think it was a wide left hook, caught him on the chin, it wobbled him. Did you try to get him right out of it?
He's strong. You have to give him credit for that, you know. He's a strong fighter. No one ever knocked him down, knock him out like I did. So I knew I was going to catch him no matter time. I expended a lot of energy in the corner over there, but I knew I had to settle down and wait till I get some more strength and give it to him again.
Okay, Razor, take a look at the monitor and tell our viewers exactly what was going on in that first round.
Okay, I was feeling him out. You see, I was feeling him out, and he have a good defense. And right here, I was trying to take him out. I put a lot of power in it. He cover up quite well. Come on over here, big man.
Where's the right hand?
Didn't you see it? There's a few of them. How are you doing? Good fight.
Were you just trying to hide that right hand so nobody would see it?
He's covering up. I couldn't throw it. There it is. You saw one? You didn't see that one?
Larry Alexander has joined us in here. Big guy. We've seen a lot of you. Can this man go very far?
He's got a lot of potential. He's a good fighter. Man, got a good future out of him.
What happened to you tonight?
That's what my night. I mean, I got hit. And I'm not making excuses. The man's a good fighter, a good puncher, and I respect the man for that.
You got hit with tremendous shots by Orlin Norris. I've seen you hurt by Renaldo. Snipes, we know how hard Snipes hits with the right hand. Is this one of the hardest punches you've ever fought?
Well, I wouldn't say the hardest punch. I think he caught me clean with him, maybe, I don't know. But
Larry, thanks for coming over here. Always a pleasure watching you. What are you going to do now?
Well, I don't know. I've been, I done had my chances, so, I'll sit back and think about it.
Good luck, Larry. Razor, let's take a look at that final knockdown. Tell us what the punch was that did it.
Right uppercut, and then I saw him on the left hook.
Well, there's no question what punch did it there. But it was that first left hook that he just never seemed to recover from in the first round.
Well, I knew he got hurt quite quite bad over there in the corner. And all I had to do was sustain the pressure on him after the second round and don't try to expend too much energy. I hit him with clean, clear shots.
I just got to bring in a guy over here, Murad Muhammad, who has, for the longest time, been telling me and a lot of other people that you are the man he believes down the road will beat Mike Tyson. Murad?
The next heavyweight champion of the world. You can see his size. He's a young kid, 225 pounds, 6'3", can stick, can move, 22 years old. He's strong. He's strong like Mike Tyson. You got to be in shape. These two athletes walk around in shape. I see history repeating itself. Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali. This is Muhammad Ali, and Tyson is the Joe Frazier.
The Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali bouts of the 1990s, perhaps. 22-year-old Razor Ruddock against 21-year-old Mike Tyson. We shall see. Razor Ruddock with a big victory tonight. We'll be back with more action in a moment.
We're staying here. Somebody's announced.